Hello all you adorable fluff butts out there, Kitthesoulless here, and today I want to talk about things like how we grow as people. And because it ties into this particular topic, we're going to be talking about the importance of forgiveness, as well as how to move on and grow from your mistakes. However, before we get into that, I've had a couple people ask, what is this that I'm seeing in the background? And to answer your question, this is Medieval Dynasty. A game where you choose to grow from a singular person to a small town or even a big city, depending on how you like to play. And in a way, I guess I've been using it as an analogy in the background. You see, throughout these talks, this particular town has been growing and expanding. And much like the growth of a town like this one, the growth of a person is going to be something gradual. Whether your personal growth involves confronting a particular flaw or fault in yourself, working to alter the way your body looks by, say, building muscle or losing weight, or even if it's just trying to fix a broken mindset, the changes you want won't happen overnight. And trust me, I get it, it can be annoying working at something for days or weeks with nothing to show for it, but at the same time, it could very simply be that you're not giving yourself enough time. And the reason why so many people seem to fail in this first step when it comes to personal growth is because we live in a world that seems to champion the idea of instant gratification. And probably one of the best examples I can give of this is the idea of, why should I have to cook? I can just go eat out, or I can get something microwavable that would be done in a matter of minutes rather than the 15 or 20 it might take to actually cook a meal. But you also have to take into account that when it comes to this particular example, the fastest, easiest, and most convenient option is very seldom going to be the best one for you, because fast food is not good for your health, and it's not good for your wallet either. And if you think about it, those fast food tacos are gonna be amazing, but chances are they're never going to be quite as good as homemade, where you get to choose the ingredients, the proportions, and where you can really fine-tune it into your perfect taco. And yeah, while cooking it might take a little extra time and care, it's definitely well worth the effort. And therein lies the secret to a good taco and to your own growth. Because it takes time and effort, and while quick fixes do exist for personal growth in the form of crash diets for losing weight or psychotropic drugs for dealing with mental issues, just like the fast food in that analogy, it's never quite the same as when you're willing to put in the time and effort to better yourself. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with using these things, just like there's nothing wrong with stopping to get a burger on the way to work if you make a mistake and forget a meal. And by the way, for those of you who are wondering, yeah, no, I'm losing my voice apparently. So that should explain the sound of my voice. And speaking of mistakes, that actually brings us to our next topic. And I think I'm going to keep using the fast food analogy because it seems to be working. Or I might just be hungry, I don't know. But moving forward with that analogy, when you do make a mistake and miss a meal, it is fine to stop once in a while to get a burger on the way to work, but if it becomes part of your routine, then, well, that becomes an issue. What you should do instead, however, is learn from the mistake and maybe prioritize your breakfast in the morning over something like your hair. And I know, learning from your mistakes can be hard, but just remember, if it's a McMuffin you're eating every morning, then you may end up with a McMuffin top by the end of the year. And if you don't fully get what that means, don't worry, I'll put it another way for you. If you fail to learn from the mistakes of your past, you are doomed to repeat those actions, and if you continue to repeat said actions, they may have dire consequences. Make a little more sense now? Sadly though, another part of this particular topic is the fact that while we can grow from our mistakes, lately it seems like society has had the mentality that if you ever make a mistake, you should be shunned and ostracized for it until you learn how to do it right or learn how to be a respectable person, and this has never quite worked the way that people hope it will, and well, do you remember a few videos back when I said it takes a village? Well, in this case, it really does, because having people around you who are willing to help you is good, but in order to actually learn and grow from your mistakes, you have to have an environment in which you can make those mistakes without the immediate fear that you're going to be shunned or isolated from the people that you know and love. And trust me, I know from experience that being isolated from the people you care about like that really doesn't help. Oh, and by the way, if you're one of those people that thinks it's actually a good idea to ostracize the people that you dislike or disagree with, understand that you're part of the greater problem here, but there is some good news in the fact that it seems like a lot of people who buy into the whole cancel culture thing are slowly getting canceled themselves. And when you surround yourself with people who are willing to attack you for the most minor fault, it's only time before you go from being the predator to the prey. But you never know. Maybe if that happens, one day you'll need someone like me too, to offer you a helping hand and the compassion you need to grow. And maybe, just maybe, one day you'll be a better, kinder version of yourself. But anyways, that's where I'm gonna leave this one off, so until next time everybody, bye-bye. Mlam.